So my goal was to get on to the national team for Hong Kong and maybe compete for the World Cups. To train for it, I train not non-stop, but I used 6 months to have a really detailed training plan, really stuck to it, and then try my best to get onto the team at the end of the 6 months, which we had like the national team selection. That was the bowl event and the league event. I did 6 days of training a week. Of course, there were rest days, and I had maybe five of those 6 days. I would have like double sessions, and it was all like really detailed and planned out. It wasn't just going in like, oh, I'll climb as much as I can, but everything was like planned out. I had an intention for all my sessions.
You mentioned that there was still quite a difference between, I guess, like a normal climber where you are now and like a pro climber. What do you think that difference is, and what more do you think you need to get there?
If you just look at like the level, if you go to a commercial gym, the pro climbers will flash everything, basically. Even on the hardest grade, it will take them a handful of attempts, and that's it. For me, I still, doesn't matter where I go, like especially Japan, I struggle a lot more there, sure. But yeah, if you just look at that, I'm not at the level where I need to be yet, and I'm making a lot of like amateur mistakes on the wall still. Like, these mistakes might not look apparent to a lot of people, but when I hesitate on the wall, like even when I video myself, I it doesn't show on the video, but I know in my mind I hesitated. I thought too much that maybe not wasting energy. Just like really small details is what's separating me from where I want to be, I think. Also like mindset is the main thing, I reckon. Just being able to like perform even when you're really scared or under pressure, still extracting a lot from your best climbing when you're not feeling your best is what separates the best. When I'm stressed and I'm stressed out in a climb, when I'm scared in a climb, I climb horrible. But let's say I would drop to like a 60% level, whereas maybe for the pros, they would drop 5%, 10%. It's still a really high level. And I think that's the main difference, being how much you can extract from your best climbing when you have to perform. It's the best. Yeah, I think if just talking pure climbing level, I'm kind of close. It's hard to tell because comp climbing, you don't have a grade to it. And if you just look at numbers, V11's nothing compared to what the pros are climbing. But personally, I'm quite hopeful. I haven't tried hard outdoors for like a few years now, and just because there isn't anything that hard in Hong Kong and hard to project. So if you just look at numbers, it's hard to tell. But I'm lucky that a lot of my friends who compete in the World Cups from Hong Kong are right next to me all the time, and just from climbing with them regularly, I can sort of gauge my level. Yeah, so I'm lucky in that sense, but no, I'm not where I want to be, but might be possible. Yeah, definitely. Like in terms of thinking about beta, if you're talking specifics, it's the biggest thing. When I'm in a comp or just like a normal climbing setting in the gym, let's say we have a hard problem with all projecting, I might think of 1 or 2 ways to do it. If you give me time, I think of 3. But those ideas and betas and ways of doing climb come instantly to my friends. Of course, they've been climbing for ages, but that's the most noticeable difference to me, that they can figure out climbs really quickly, and the ability to repeat hard moves once they've done them. It's crazy. Once they figure out their body positions, they know exactly what their body's doing. If I do a move first try, I think sometimes it's luck. Like maybe I study a lot about climbing and like really analyze my own movements, but I still struggle with knowing exactly what my body's doing, being very intentional with where I'm placing my hips, my foot, how much momentum I'm going. All the small details, it's what separates me from the top, or separates normal climbers from the top. You don't notice these things. I think if you just look at videos I post, and a lot of videos other people post, it's hard to tell the difference. I even find like you're just jumping around the same climb, so what is the difference? But it's what going on like in the mind that is the biggest separator to me.